modern world celebrates men who are loud, flashy, and desperate for attention. But history shows us something very different. The most powerful men, the most respected men, and the most desired men were those who had boundaries. Boundaries are not cages. They are not selfishness. Boundaries are lines drawn in the sand that say, "This is who I am. This is what I stand for, and this is how I will live." And when a man lives this way, when he lives by principle instead of impulse, he becomes magnetic. Women are drawn to him not because he chases them, but because he doesn't need to. And this is where Stoicism comes in. Stoicism is not about becoming stone or emotionless. It is about mastering yourself so deeply that you cannot be mastered by anyone else. Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher, said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This strength is exactly what makes men stand out in the eyes of high-value women. So today, we will explore 6 powerful Stoic boundaries that not only protect your peace but also make you deeply attractive to the kind of woman worth keeping. Take notes, reflect, and most importantly, begin living these truths today. Boundary Number 1. The boundary of emotional control. Epictetus, once a slave who became one of the most respected philosophers, said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." High-value women watch how you handle pressure. Do you lose your cool when traffic is bad? Do you panic when plans don't go your way? Do you lash out when someone challenges you? If you do, you send the signal that your emotions own you. But when you remain calm, when you refuse to be thrown off balance, you send the signal, "I own myself." Historical example, Marcus Aurelius led Rome during a plague, constant wars, and political betrayal. Yet in his meditations, he constantly reminded himself to stay calm, to not give anger the throne of his heart. If the most powerful man in the world could practice composure, what excuse do we have? Modern example. Imagine being on a date and the food order comes out wrong. One man shouts at the waiter, embarrassing everyone. Another smiles and says, "No problem, let's fix it." Which man will she want to see again? Practical exercises. Practice the Stoic. Pause. Before reacting, take 3 deep breaths and ask, "Will this matter tomorrow?" End each night with reflection. What tested my emotions today? Did I pass or fail? Train discomfort. Take cold showers fast occasionally. Practice controlling yourself in small struggles so you're strong in bigger ones. This boundary makes women feel safe around you. Because if you can master yourself, you can master life. Boundary Number 2. The boundary of self-sufficiency. Seneca said, "He who is contented is rich." Most men collapse in relationships because they seek wholeness in women. They want her to be their world, their happiness, their reason for living. But no woman wants that weight on her shoulders. A man who is self-sufficient is a man who is whole on his own. He doesn't need a woman to complete him, but he welcomes her to share in his journey. Historical example. Epictetus was born a slave, with nothing, no freedom, no wealth, no power. And yet he taught that a man's freedom lies in his inner world. Even in chains, he said, a man can be free if he masters his mind. Modern example. 2 men walk into a room. One clings to every woman's attention, desperate to be noticed. The other speaks with ease, jokes with friends, and leaves without caring who approves. Guess which one women chase after? Practical exercises. Build a routine you love. Gym, reading, meditation, work. Fill your life with richness before inviting anyone else in. Write down 3 things daily that make you fulfilled without needing others. Set goals that excite you. Career, fitness, learning. Women admire men with direction. Your boundary. I do not outsource my happiness. Boundary. Number 3. The boundary of time and energy. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Do not act as if you were going to live 10,000 years. Death hangs over you. While you live, while it is in your power, be good." Time is the most valuable currency. The man who wastes it on gossip, endless scrolling, or women who play games shows he does not value himself. High-value women instantly notice this. Because a man who values his time is rare. He is disciplined, selective, and purposeful. Historical example. Seneca's essay on the shortness of life reminds us that life is long if we know how to use it. He said, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste much of it." Modern example. Think about the difference between a man who says yes to every party, every distraction, every call, versus the man who says, "Sorry, I'm busy building something." The first is everywhere but going nowhere. The second is selective and women notice. Practical exercises. Audit your time weekly. Where did you waste hours? Cut them. Practice memento mori. Remember your mortality. This adds urgency to your choices. Before saying yes, ask, does this bring me closer to my vision? This boundary says my time is valuable. Respect it or lose it. Boundary number 4. The boundary of integrity. Epictetus said, first say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do. Integrity is rare today. Many men wear masks, pretending to be confident, pretending to be successful, pretending to be kind, until pressure reveals the truth. High-value women don't want perfection. They want authenticity. They want a man who is consistent in his values, not someone who bends for approval. Historical example: Cato the Younger, a Stoic politician, refused to be bribed or corrupted in Rome's most corrupt era. He even chose death over surrendering his principles. His integrity made him admired by allies and enemies alike. Modern example: a man who promises to call but never does communicates weakness. A man who admits "I forgot and I'll do better" communicates honesty and strength. Practical exercises. Define your non-negotiable values. Write them out. Practice speaking truth in small things. Never lie, even if it makes you look less impressive. Ask yourself daily, did I live by my code today? This boundary is magnetic, because if a woman can trust your words, she can trust your life. Boundary. Number 5. The boundary of detachment from outcome. Stoicism teaches us to focus only on what we control. The outcome, whether she likes you, whether the date works out, whether the relationship lasts, is never fully in your hands. Seneca wrote, "He is most powerful who has power over himself." Men who cling, beg, or try to control outcomes repel women. Men who stay calm, who know their worth regardless of the result, radiate confidence. Historical example: Marcus Aurelius lost children, lost battles, lost allies, yet he accepted fate without bitterness. He knew what is beyond control must be met with calm acceptance. Modern example: Man A goes on a date and obsesses for days about whether she'll text back. Man B enjoys the date, sends a polite follow-up, then gets back to his life. Who do you think she'll chase? Practical exercises. Practice negative visualization. Imagine rejection. Imagine failure. Accept it. Then live freely. After every effort, say, "The rest is not up to me." Journal about things outside your control and let them go. Your boundary: I do my best. The outcome belongs to fate. Boundary number 6. The boundary of respect and standards. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts. You attract what you tolerate." If you allow disrespect, games, or toxic behavior, that is the level you will live at. High-value women are drawn to men who hold standards, who respect themselves enough to walk away from anything beneath them. Historical example: Epictetus said, "If you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid." He meant, don't lower yourself to fit in. Hold your ground. Modern example: a man who allows his partner to constantly disrespect him loses attraction. But a man who calmly says, "This isn't aligned with me, I wish you well," commands respect, even if it means walking away. Practical exercises. Write down what you will not tolerate in relationships. Practice enforcing boundaries calmly without anger. Hold yourself to equal standards. Don't demand what you don't practice. This boundary says, I value myself too much to settle. Conclusion: Stoicism is not just a philosophy. It is a lifestyle of strength, clarity, and virtue. These 6 boundaries, emotional control, self-sufficiency, time and energy, integrity, detachment, and respect, make you unshakable. They make you the kind of man women admire, trust, and desire. But more importantly, they make you the kind of man you admire. Remember Marcus Aurelius's timeless words: waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one.